Hi there. Welcome to another educational video in the Nutritionpedia channel. In this video we will present some food that you might reconsider including them in your shopping list when you know some of their ingredients. Ready? Let's get started. Foods you'll never eat again when you know what they are made of. You put a lot of trust in manufacturers every time you go to the grocery store and add items to your basket or shopping cart. As consumers, we have no idea what is contained in all those cans, cartons, and bottles, and the majority of us simply have a sort of confidence that the food we eat isn't repulsive. That it isn't produced with ingredients that make you sick. That everything that goes into a product is completely ordinary, savory, and not in the least gross. Sorry everyone. That is sometimes just incorrect. There are a surprising amount of foods that are produced with ingredients that seem like they belong in a horror film, some of which we are fairly positive you already have in your kitchen or pantry. They sound made up and so revolting that they can't possibly be present in the foods you love, but they are. Let's speak about some of your favorite meals that might be off limits if you learn what's truly in them in the interest of full disclosure. The first one is marshmallows and jello. The fact that we included jello and marshmallows together on this list might strike you as odd. After all, they were both childhood favorites that were played on summer afternoons and nights by the campfire. Yes, they are oddly delectable, but it turns out that the science that gives each of these sweet delights their unique texture is very disgusting. And that's gelatin. Originally derived from the marshmallow plant, gelatin, corn syrup, and sugar are now used to make the majority of commercial marshmallows, according to Scientific American. Yum? Not quite. Regarding Jell-O, it contains a lot of gelatin. Healthline refers to it as a gelatin-based dessert, adding that yes, gelatin is the main component. What is gelatin then? It is a substance that is created by boiling and drying the hides and bones of pigs and cows. The finished product is subsequently treated with an agent that is either very acidic or strongly basic, and the collagen or connective tissues are removed through filtering. Gelatin is made from ground up, dried, and refined collagen. Gelatin isn't derived from animal hooves, despite what many people believe, but that doesn't really make it any better. Grated parmesan and crumbled cheese. Do you choose the block of cheese and shred it yourself when buying cheese? Or do you choose the bag of shredded cheddar and bottle of grated parmesan? You might want to reconsider your shopping list because some packages can contain wood pulp. It's called cellulose, which according to Bon Appetit, is frequently added to grated and shredded cheeses to keep the mixture from clumping up again. The truth is that, despite numerous sensationalized headlines saying otherwise, it is a plant fiber. The issue is not that you are consuming a waste product of the wood industry. Numerous products employ cellulose, which is absolutely safe and entirely legal. After all, no one wants clumpy cheese. What then is the issue? 1. You're being taken advantage of. Despite what the packaging may indicate, you are not actually purchasing a product that is made entirely of Parmesan. And because it's such a big problem, legal actions have been taken. In essence, they had added cellulose and cheddar to their Parmesan cheese and then sort of forgot to put it on the label. According to Eater, the business behind Castle Cheese brand was fined $500,000 for mislabeling their cheese. It makes sense given that cellulose is an extraordinarily inexpensive filler that businesses can use to stretch their product and increase profits. So, if you're after the real deal, simply purchase a brick, then shred it yourself. Cheese. Hold on, not yet. The majority of cheeses are also made in a horrible manner, and brace yourselves because this is about to become unexpectedly depressing. Cheesemakers must get milk to coagulate into curd in order to make cheese. The New England Cheese Making Supply Company claims that an enzyme called rennet is occasionally used to do it. Additionally, chymosin, an enzyme found in the stomach lining of goats, lambs, and calves, but not of any other goat, lamb, or calf, is the source of rennet. Only when the animal is still eating exclusively milk, or while it is still young enough to be nursing, can it be harvested. The spruce eats claims that chymosin is what enables young animals to absorb their mother's milk. In order to use as much of the animal as possible, they also point out that the industry doesn't simply butcher infants in large quantities for their rennet, rather, it is typically harvested after the animal has been killed and sold for its meat. There are various types of rennet available, including animal, vegetable, and genetically modified varieties. However, the FDA does not mandate that cheesemakers identify their product with the rennet they use. Everyone like a little cheese and crackers, but ugh. Jelly beans. Who doesn't enjoy jelly beans, which are commonly found in Easter baskets and candy bowls all spring? They are glittering tiny morsels of sugary deliciousness, but while we're on the subject of shine, let's take a closer look at the source of that shine. The coating on most jelly beans is actually called shellac, and if that conjures up memories of woodworking class in high school, there's a very good reason for it. According to the Natural Handyman, this substance has long been used to add a clear finish to wooden furniture as well as set jewels and fix broken pottery. You're paying attention, aren't you? We're still not done. The female lac insect is where shellac is produced, claims Mental Floss. The lac bug consumes tree sap before secreting resin onto trees, where it is later extracted. It goes through a processing step, is dissolved in ethanol, and is then sprayed over everything from jelly beans to hardwood floors. It's not the only sweet that uses it, confectioners' glazes frequently contain it. If you see an additive with the designation E904, you're eating insect secretions. Packaged bread. Some people, at least those of a particular age, claim that something is the best thing since sliced bread when it is truly groundbreaking. Although sliced bread is wonderful, however, there is a catch. Have you ever wondered how professionally produced bread can last so long on a grocery store shelf without going bad? Vice claims that the majority of bread made on a huge, commercial basis contains a substance called L-cysteine, and this is where things get very disgusting. Give someone this little factoid the next time they complain about only consuming natural ingredients because L-cysteine is 100% natural. Yes, it's naturally occurring, and it's typically made from human hair. Oh yes. That's accurate. The same human hair you'll send an entire dish back to the kitchen over? Given that one of the most popular sources is Chinese hair salons, you might already be eating it in your sandwich, according to Vice. The L-cysteine is extracted from collected hair clippings, dissolved in acid, and then delivered to industrial bakers. Other possibilities are pig bristles, cow horns, or duck feathers, but those aren't any better, are they? Perhaps the lesson of the tale is to always choose fresh bread from the bakery, even if you have to cut it yourself. Enhanced chicken and beef. Because most of us wouldn't be interested in eating meat if we had to obtain it straight from the source, packaged meat is the reason why we all consume meat. However, have you ever considered how meat is labeled? If a product has ever been advertised as enhanced, brined, or with the pretense that natural flavor was added, you may want to reconsider your choice. The practice of injecting or plumping beef is reportedly something of an industry standard, according to Premier Foods Group. It simply involves injecting meat with a saltwater solution, which typically also contains a lot of other substances, with the idea being that it will keep the meat fresher and juicier for longer. But, and it's a huge but, according to some research, this can add up to 30% more weight to the chicken, and most supermarket stores charge by weight. Clever, clever. They calculated that customers spend about $2 billion on the saltwater solution annually due to its widespread use. Another issue, according to Know Your Beef, is the additional sodium. They discovered that a piece of treated beef weighing 100 grams can have up to 1,800 milligrams of salt in it. Given that the recommended daily salt intake is just between 1,500 and 2,300 mg, the math is obvious. Anything unusually red. You might be startled, especially when it comes to red, if you've ever grabbed a quick snack and thought, well, that's a hue that doesn't occur in nature. Red received a lot of attention when Starbucks declared they would stop using a specific type of red food coloring, but it wasn't the only place you could get it, according to Live Science. Because it was created from cochineal, which is itself taken from a bug with the same name, that specific dye caused controversy. This dye has been around for an astonishingly long time because the Aztecs were the ones who discovered it and utilized it to color textiles. After drying, crushing, and treating with an alcohol solution to create the dye, the bugs are still harvested in Peru, as well as the Canary Islands, today. Per pound of dye, 70,000 bugs are used. The FDA requires manufacturers to clearly mention cochineal extract when it is an ingredient, since some people have dye allergies. It may also go by the names carmine or natural red 4. It's not at all hazardous if you don't have an allergy, but it's still quite disgusting. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe and let us know your opinion about the video in a comment below. Bye for now and see you in the next video.